Disclaimer. The following video is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The content presented is based on public records, news reports, and research regarding the tragic case of J.B. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Viewer discretion is advised, as the material may contain descriptions of violent crimes that some viewers may find disturbing. This video is not intended to cause harm or distress to the families and individuals involved. The opinions expressed in this video are solely those of the creator and are based on publicly available information at the time of production. As always, please engage with the content responsibly and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. A pastor, a family man, and a beloved member of his community. But beneath this seemingly perfect life, Coley McCraney was hiding a dark secret. For 20 years, the brutal murders of two innocent teenage girls remained unsolved, until DNA evidence uncovered a shocking truth that left a small town in Alabama reeling. How could a man of faith, someone trusted by so many, be accused of such a horrific crime? Today we dive deep into the chilling case of Coley McCraney, the pastor who was arrested 2 decades after J. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett were found murdered in cold blood. Stay with us as we unravel the twists and turns of this case, examining the evidence, the unanswered questions, and the impact on the families who waited 20 years for justice. A 20-year-old cold case finally gets justice. Or does it? In 1999, 2 innocent teenage girls were found murdered in Ozark, Alabama. It took 2 decades before an arrest was made. But is this the end of the story? Or just the beginning? Before we dive into the heart of this case, don't forget to subscribe to The Dark Beyond. We cover real stories, explore unanswered questions, and break down true crime with care and detail. You won't want to miss what we uncover next.
It was summer 1999. These 2 Northview High School students headed to a party. J.B. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett got lost on the way. They went to this store seeking directions. Then Tracie called her mom and said they were headed home. They never made it. The next morning, police found Beasley's car parked in Ozark. In the trunk, both girls' bodies. They had been shot. Investigators charged an Ozark man but later released him. The reason? Lack of evidence. And then this murder went cold. Every year their family and friends gathered at the murder scene.
In July 1999, 17-year-old J.B. Beasley and 17-year-old Tracie Hawlett went out for a night that should have been like any other. But when they didn't return home, a search began that would haunt Ozark, Alabama for the next 20 years. Their car was found the next day, and inside, police discovered the girls, both shot in the head execution style. The community was shaken, but answers were few and far between. Despite their efforts, law enforcement was unable to find a suspect. As the years passed, the case went cold. Family and friends never gave up hope, but as time dragged on, it seemed the girl's killer might never be found.
Now to a cold case that's possibly been cracked. With the help of DNA evidence, a man is now facing charges in Alabama for killing 2 teenage girls nearly 20 years ago. And Amy is here with how the police tracked him down. Good morning, Amy.
All right, good morning to you, Michael. Yes, DNA registries are the newest tool for investigators, helping police nab suspects in several high-profile cases, cold cases, most notably the Golden State serial killings. Well, now it could finally help bring closure for 2 Alabama families.
Nearly 20 years after the double murder mystery of 2 Alabama teens, this morning DNA evidence blowing the cold case wide open, linking this man, 45-year-old Coley McCraney, to the crimes. Police say they decided to take another look at the murders of J.B. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett.
Then in 2019, a stunning breakthrough. DNA evidence taken from the scene finally led to an arrest. 50-year-old Coley McCraney, a man with no prior criminal record. After 20 years, it seemed that justice would be served. But as more details came out, many began to question. Was Coley McCraney really the man responsible? In 1999, at the time of the murders of J.B. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett, Coley McCraney worked as a truck driver. He wasn't yet involved in ministry or pastoring. His job as a truck driver contributed to him not being on law enforcement's radar initially, as there was no apparent connection between him and the victims at the time. It wasn't until DNA evidence was reanalyzed in 2019 that he was linked to the crime. McCraney pleaded not guilty, claiming that while he did have contact with one of the victims, it was consensual. His defense argued that the DNA evidence alone wasn't enough to convict him of murder. The prosecution, however, argued that McCraney's DNA matched evidence found at the scene, and that the odds were astronomical that it could belong to anyone else.
News, justice today for the families of teenagers J.B. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett of Dothan. A Dale County jury found Coley McCraney guilty of their murders. McCraney had faced 4 counts of capital murder, 2 counts of capital murder - shooting into an occupied vehicle, capital murder of 2 or more people, and capital murder during the course of another felony, that being rape. And the jury found him guilty on all 4 of those counts.
The arrest of Coley McCraney brought mixed emotions to the community. While some saw it as justice long overdue, others questioned if the right man was in custody. What do you think? Was justice served, or is there still doubt? Let us know in the comments below. We're always open to hearing your thoughts. As the trial progressed, the families of J.B. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett continued to seek closure. But with the mounting complexities of the case, it remains to be seen whether the full truth will ever come to light. Whether Coley McCraney will be remembered as the murderer or another casualty of a flawed justice system is still up for debate. But one thing is certain: the town of Ozark will never forget what happened on that fateful night in 1999. This is how the family responded after the verdict. Comment how you would respond.
After being denied justice for nearly 20 years, the family of a murdered Alabama woman is reacting to the news of an arrest in the case. Sarah Drake has more.
He needs to be gone quick.
For the past 20 years, Tracie Hawlett's parents, Mike and Carol Roberts, have wondered who killed their daughter. Both say they thought they would never see the day someone was held accountable for their daughter's murder.
When it hit the 5-year mark, I began to think that maybe it wasn't, and then the 10-year mark and the 15-year mark, and honestly I thought it never would be solved.
We've been through pure hell the last 20 years. I didn't think this day would ever come, but it did.
District Attorney Kirk Adams said that Coley McCraney is eligible for the death penalty and that he has been prepared to pursue that punishment for 10 years. Mike and Carol tell me they hope that happens.
I sat down and read in Exodus where it says if you take a person's life, you should have to give up your life. And I'm sorry, but that's the law, and I honestly believe that should be what happens.
He shouldn't live 20 or 30 more years on this earth. He needs to be gone quick. That's the way I feel about it.
Mike and Carol tell me that they know they will have to relive this, but they're ready to do so if that means finally being able to put someone behind bars.
We may never fully know the truth behind the murders of J.B. Beasley and Tracie Hawlett, but their story, like so many others, reminds us that justice isn't always black and white. If you want to stay updated on developments in this case and others like it, make sure to like and subscribe to The Dark Beyond. We delve into the untold stories, the forgotten details, and the cases that keep us asking questions. Do you believe McCraney is guilty? Or do you think there's more to this story? Comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and continue this discussion. Stay tuned for more updates and insights. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest content.